But he's also tweeting. He's talking about streaming. And just for the sake of my channel and content, let me say, please start streaming. Please. I mean, for the sake of your probation, don't stream. Like, for the sake of you having to stay clean and for the sake of you making it to August and that court date, don't stream. Stay off the internet in general. Like, don't go on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything. Don't post anywhere. Stay radio silent completely. Like, for the future of you and for the future of your children and for the future of your family, don't stream. Don't go online at all. There's no reason to. Find a hobby, take up bowling or something. For the sake of streamers and content and everything else, you just hit that stream button and don't even think about it. Just go for it. Fucking go nuts. Don't even make it locals exclusive. Just go all the way. Every single platform. Just get on there. Because you know what? Because Nick is smarter than everybody else. And Nick's going to be able to get on, mere mortals, they go on and stream and go on Twitter. That's fucking stupid. And the lawyer's going to tell you not to because it's a really dumb thing to do. But you see, Nick is different. Nick is really, really smart. In fact, I'm going to say Nick probably set up this whole arrest just so he could show how good of a lawyer he is when he beats all of the charges. He probably set the whole thing up. He might have only bought the cocaine so that he could get caught with it so he could show everybody what a brilliant lawyer he is. It's probably all just 4D chess. See, now do I sound like a lawtuber? I feel like I sound like a lawtuber now. Because that's about how fucking dumb these people sound. I tell you what, I wander into communities doing this show, and every time I wander into a community, I feel like I go, I've wandered in to the den of the dumbest motherfuckers who have ever walked the earth. And then I go, I feel like I'm in the right place. Because these lawtuber guys, I don't know if they're like shitty lawyers who, like Nick, like he sucked at being a lawyer, so he just started a YouTube channel. Or if some of these guys are really good and they do the YouTube thing on the side. I don't know. But some of their shit is so fucking stupid. Like, I've got some people I'm watching and they're going, oh, I think Nick beats this by pointing out that they over-searched the search warrant and they'll get everything that they found thrown out. And then one guy asked that lawyer, oh, so the search warrant affidavits come out? And the guy's like, no. It's like, motherfucker, then how do you know that's what's going to happen? These guys are actively rooting for a guy who had almost 27 grams of cocaine in his house and a gun under his bed and loose ammo with 5 children in the fucking house. And they're rooting for that guy to get off on a technicality. What fucking Rekieta ball washers. These guys are so far up Nick's ass, you'd think they're my wife's thumb. These guys act like they're the holy grail, the Rosetta Stone of deciphering the hieroglyphics that is the legal system. And then when it gets into them ball-washing Nick, all that goes out the window and they're just operating on their feelsies. Their feelsies are, oh, I think I can probably still get... You know what's funny is I get accused of being a clout chaser. I burned this motherfucker down. There ain't no clout chasing. I didn't get a single follower from being friends with this guy. I was just friends with him. And these guys accuse other people of being clout chasers. Meanwhile, these guys will throw 5 innocent children under the fucking bus to side with a guy who got found with 27 grams of coke, ketamine, and a gun under his bed with 5 children in the house in a disgusting, and guys, the police report does not do it justice, a disgusting mess of a home. And they'll root for that because they're rooting for him to get off. Again, you'd think they were my wife. They're rooting for him to get off. But they don't have any information on how he can do that. So on one side of their mouth, they're saying, we have to stick to the legal basics on this. But then on the other side, they're like, well, maybe this can happen. It's like their football team's down by 14 with 13 seconds left. And they're like, well, technically, we could throw up a Hail Mary, get it back, kick an onside kick, and then throw up another Hail Mary, go for the 2-point conversion, and we could win this game. But make sure we stick to the law and make sure we stick to the facts. These guys are fucking embarrassing. You're almost better off being not informed on this case than getting it from most of these law tubers. And maybe it's because I know everything that went on. So maybe I'm a little biased because I'm watching them struggle with shit. And I'm watching them go, well, I wonder if it was this. I wonder if it was this. And I'm like, I can tell you chapter and verse what it is. I have no reason to lie. I did cocaine 3 or 4 times. I did Molly 6 or 7 times. Now, that doesn't hold a candle to what everyone else was doing. And this was like almost an everyday occurrence for them. And I was looked at as the prude and the guy who was trying to control usage and all that. But still, I did my bad things. I did my terrible things. I'm telling you that I was neglectful as well. Did I make a report? Did I go to the police station and say those kids are in danger? I knew firsthand that those kids were in a bad environment. You shouldn't have you shouldn't have any cocaine in your house with 5 children there. But I didn't step up and say anything. So why would I lie about anything I saw? I'm telling you what a piece of shit I am. That's the weirdest thing is people are like, you're just clout chasing and grifting off of this. I am openly, hey, dipshits, Rekieta ball washers, look at me in the eyes. I'm garbage. This is the difference between me and your hero. I know what I am, and I don't pretend to be anything else. I'm not noble. I'm not a hero. I'm, in fact, quite the opposite. I'm a chicken shit who grabbed his 3 kids and ran the fuck out. Didn't get anybody out with me. So I'm garbage, and I'm working at getting better. These people are garbage, and they won't admit they're garbage, and they're just going to fight it till the bitter end. I didn't need to get arrested to have a wake-up call. I knew I was being a piece of shit father, husband, adult, everything else. These people got the ultimate fucking wake-up call and are staring down the barrel at 25 years and a $500,000 fine, and they're still going, I think we're going to be all right here. You're not. You're not going to be all right. In the eyes of the law or in the eyes of Christ, you're not going to be all right. And this motherfucker would go on stream, either high as a kite or drunk off his ass, and he would talk about how he was a godly man and he was a moral man and he'd shit on his church and anyone who didn't believe it exactly how he believed it. They were dumb and he was righteous. Did he feel righteous when he was pouting outside of his house while the cops were, while the cops had the search warrant and they gave it to him and he pouted and went, and he threw it on the ground like a fucking baby? Was he a good, righteous, moral man when he let his dog over? Let the cops go in nice, search the house. Nobody has to get traumatized more than they're going to be because of your actions and behavior. Instead, he goes, no, I'm not gonna, libertarian. So they fucking ram the door, fuck your door up, all this shit, right in front of your children. Great job, buddy. And like April and Kayla are there, and I believe according to the search warrant or according to the arrest report, they saw baggies out, right? So if they saw baggies out, they now have probable cause to search the whole house at that point. I'm not even a fucking lawyer, and I know that. So these lawtube people are like, he's going to get off because the search warrant may have been bad. Wishful thinking, dick face. He's not going to suck your dick. Relax. So, and I could be wrong on the cocaine thing, but I don't think I am. I know when they were using, they would leave the little baggies out and they would pour out the lines and stuff. So all of these people ball washing him, and then Nick still on his high horse. You guys, what you saw, you didn't see. Really? We're going to go with the ultimate gaslight. Who you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? That's fucking brilliant, dude. I wonder if any of them, because I don't know where April is, but I wonder if any of them have been fighting with each other. I wonder if Nick's yelled at anybody for not flushing the drugs or dumping them. It seems like something he'd do. Like, instead of taking responsibility, why didn't you flush them when I gave you that time? Like, that just sounds like something pouty baby boy would do. But I mean, Jesus, you can look at the facts we have of this case and know that it's pretty open shut. He can swing for the fences on a bunch of technicalities. Sure. Okay, fine. Give it a shot. But ultimately, you got to admit, this looks like he's probably fucked. You know? So, as far as all this goes, just admit you're garbage. Admit you're a piece of shit. Admit you're a terrible man, a terrible father, a terrible husband. Take some kind of a deal. They're not going to throw you in prison. They're not going to throw you in jail. Because, number one, you've never had an offense before. Number two, they call it nonviolent. It's not nonviolent. Like this impacts a lot of people. It fucks up a lot of people. There are victims in this, for sure. But as far as like what they should do, like, don't fight this till the bitter end. There's no reason. Like, you're going to have the evidence that they gathered, plus you're going to have what I know firsthand, and maybe even what April knows firsthand, working against you. Versus the word of two people, whatever they choose to say, versus the voice of two people that got caught with almost 27 grams of cocaine and a gun in their house with 5 kids. Wow, that's going to work out great. Somebody said in the chat, Nick's going to flip on his dealer. Ooh, that's interesting, isn't it? That's really interesting. But yeah, just look, it's not that hard. You look in the camera, you go, I'm a piece of shit. I'm human garbage. I'm trying to do better, and I'm going to take that step today. That's what I'm doing. Am I a good guy? Fuck no. What I've done is horrific. And I wasn't even the worst one. And the worst one won't even admit he's fucking garbage. And watching people defend it, watching people go, oh, maybe he'll get off on a technicality. He won't. He won't. So again, just say you're garbage. Just say you're dog shit, just like I am. And then you can start to be free. You can go to rehab. You can go to therapy. You know, you can do all kinds of things that'll look good in the eye of the court. I mean, I know you won't mean them because, you know, God knows you don't have a problem. The rest of us just don't understand cocaine and booze. But it would look good in the eyes of the court. So if someone said it's his first offense, he won't go to prison long term. If he fucking wastes their time and makes this go to trial, he might. He might. So I think the whole thing is just fucking bananas. The whole deal is just retarded. But look, I'm enjoying it. It's interesting to talk about. And before anyone goes, she's voyeuristic, but that's what we all do. That's what this whole fucking podcasting thing is. We watch shit, whether it's people's successes or their miseries, and we break it down and we talk about it. It just so happens I've got 6 months of firsthand knowledge about it. So, the amount of coping that I've been seeing, if I could use a gay internet word, the amount of seething I've seen from people towards me is hilarious. You can tell they just want Nikki to be okay. And who's this big bad man talking mean about him? Aaron, Aaron, Imholte, Imholte. Spell it right. That would be me. He's fucked in the eyes of the law and his Lord. Kif Dunnage with 199 says, been trying to tell y'all Aaron is built different. Yeah, I'm the piece of shit who cops to it. Keeps you out of jail. Keeps you going, maybe this isn't a place for kids. I'll just go ahead and hang out with mine at home, thanks. There's no cocaine there. Certainly not 27 grams. You know, whatever Nick left between my couch cushions, that's the only cocaine there is in my house. Funeral director says, devious rumors swirling that you planted the drugs. Yes. I planted all of the cocaine inside the Rekieta house. I do love those rumors that people are having such a hard time believing. Imagine Nick Rekieta being your fucking hero. Ugh. You've seen him, right? He looks like a ghoul. Imagine him being your hero to the point where you cannot cope with the reality that this guy got caught with what he got caught with, and you have to go, no, I think it's that steel toe guy. He planted it. Yeah, because when you look at me, you see criminal mastermind. He gave my wife coke. We fucking left each other, and he kept her. I mean, he deserves an L or two, right? I mean, they can find drugs on him. Jesus, he got enough W's. $5 from Steve C says, you sound like a piazza. Why are you telling everyone that you let another man bull out your wife? Do you know how bad you look? I mean, we switched wives. What can I tell you? I got a new one. He got a new one. That's not good. Shouldn't do it. bad thing to do. Oh, you let him do it. I'm like, I was doing the same thing. That was like whenever there would be a complaint about what Kayla and I were doing. I would always say, I'm like, guys, you're doing the same thing. Like, you don't need to be worried about what's going on over here. You're doing the same thing. And some of you are a little too obsessed with my dick. You're smelling it a little too much. But then again, I opened the door, so I understand that. $2 from Davy Cake says, I think you will get more out of this pulling back. I'm just talking about the day-to-day developments. That's all. It's very fascinating. Maps go on the wall with $5 says, is Nick's dealer someone that everyone should be worried about? By getting caught, has he put himself and his family in harm's way? I don't know his dealer. I've never seen him, never talked to him, never been there. Couldn't tell you where he lived or where Nick gets his stuff. No clue. Funeral director with $2 says, have you talked to ex-wife since April's arrest? Oh, fuck yeah. My ex-wife and I talk every time we drop the kids off and pick them up. Multiple times a week. Yes, we've spoken. That's the other cope that I love. People are like, his ex-wife's going to take his kids from him. We've all talked about everything. It's all out in the open. That's the thing some of you ball washers don't understand. I've cleansed my soul. I've admitted all of my sins. So that and I had to admit all my sins when they got arrested, because when everything came out, I didn't want anybody, blindsided by anything. So I said, all right, I'm already admitting some of my sins before they got arrested when Nick had that junkie stream that he had. I'm already, admitting my sins. Let's cleanse our soul completely so that, I have nothing to hide. There's nothing they can, spring on me, so to speak. Parlock with $5 says, I just got off a coke binge and was paranoid and felt like I was spiraling. It's nothing to mess with. There was a shitload of paranoia in that house. Oh my God. It was hard being the only one not on coke almost all the time. It was really hard sometimes. And like, as far as drinking goes, I was usually drinking beers. Like, I'd get buzzed up, but like not shit-faced trashed. The worst I ever got is probably when I took Molly, and with that, I was just kind of laying back and chilling. When I used Molly, I would always just drink water because I didn't want to mix it with booze or anything, and it just kind of replaced booze for me. The next day, though, is a bitch. I don't like. It's not for me. Like, and people ask, how were you around cocaine for 6 months and you only did it 3 or 4 times? Because I don't fucking like it. Because it's not fun, and I was watching what it did to people, and it turned them into fucking messes. And I wasn't really buying. I wasn't there for it. I didn't like it. So people are like, oh, I can't believe that you were around coke for 6 months. You only did it 3 or 4 times. Yeah, it's called self-control. It's called I didn't like it, didn't want it, so I didn't do it. Not difficult, guys. Process server with $4.99. Are you going to do that hilarious bit where you appear with powder all over your face again tonight? I bet the 5 kids get a kick out of that. Oh, are we being sensitive? Yes, I still do a comedy talk show. Yes, I still do a show where I do little bits. I'm sorry. I have a professional life. I have a show to do. This is content. Sorry, process server. I'm sorry I'm not doing this as a Christian Bible thumping show, but I'm not a Christian Bible thumper. You want to go somewhere else where they're really kind of monotone and flat and they're really respectful of everything and perfect? Fine. This is the guy who admits he's a giant piece of shit show. This is the guy who's garbage, and hopefully people learn from the shit I've done, and that can be my contribution. Don't swing. Don't share your spouse. Don't do drugs. Don't get into situations where people are doing cocaine. Live responsibly. Respect your work. Respect your children. Be a good father. These are the things I'd like to impart on people because I fucked the dog on it. Figuratively. I have a chihuahua. He'd be tiny. I'd hurt it. Davy Cake says, $5 says, honestly, this is your chance with all these new eyes to show everybody what else is interesting with you. This feels like a girl who stays topless. Well, look, when all this is kind of covered and everything, at some point this week, we'll get back to the kind of show we do. But look, I'm not going to be fucking delusional. Most people are here to hear my take and stories about this. So I'm going to give these people what they want and then slowly ease them into the kind of silly, dumb fuck talk show that we do.
Imagine that I'm the person that you're talking to or about. Go to bed. Go to bed.
Who?
Me. Go to bed.
You go to bed
Go
or me
to
go?
bed.
Who should go to bed?
All of us. Please, I'm sorry, but please go to bed. Please stop talking about this, please.
Why? It's interesting.
Okay, it's not that interesting. It's
Oh.
just sad. It's just all around sad. Just go to bed.
It's very sad, but I mean, I believe anytime people cover crimes and trials and things like that and news stories, is Ukraine not sad? Is Israel not sad? All that shit's sad too. Should we not talk about it because it's sad?
All right. Fair enough. I'm just trying to help.
Well, you gave up kind of quick on that one. Now it's no fun. Let's go. Brandon with $5 says Nick's so smart, yet he got caught. I know it's a paradox.